And I think there's many questions about how to any advice that you can give to help either dismantle disinformation or encourage a pro-science approach. And so I think since you've had so much experience kind of being an advocate for this, what
Right.
would you recommend for
So I've been, I've been on, like everybody, on Zoom calls, every day for the last year and a half, and a lot of them, in anticipation of vaccine hesitancy, how do we fix it? And the whole discussion though is about amplifying the message, right? Getting the word out, trying to reach communities that we think are going to be vaccine hesitant, and all that's good. And then I tend to take the wind out of people's sails by saying, all this good work, it's important. It'll get us 20, 30% of the way there, because the problem is the disinformation empire is so vast and pervasive, and that until we do something more definitive to get to the source of the disinformation and stop it, it's not going to have that much of an impact. And that's where kind of everybody moves away from me, and I tend to be out on my own here, making this case that especially as academics, right? This is not stuff we're comfortable talking about or doing, but what I've said is, the health sector has gone about as far as it can, I think, in terms of um, amplifying the message. Now we need to bring in some heavyweights. We need to bring in people from Homeland Security, from the Justice Department, the Commerce Department, State Department, and really ask them, okay, what did you do to diffuse global terrorism and cyber attacks and nuclear proliferation, and stop it at the source, because anti-science is as big a threat to the health and security of the U.S. population, and that's, just like we're having money getting the federal government to produce our vaccine, similar problems. They just don't want to go in that direction. So they kind of chip away at the edges. And you saw that with Vivek Murthy. He was a wonderful Surgeon General. He was a wonderful man. I love him to death. But, he wasn't prepared to go that far. He talked about Facebook, right? And threw some stones at Facebook. And yes, Facebook's a problem, but it's not the source. That's not the generator of the disinformation, and that's what we have to go up against. And that's where and for full disclosure, um, I tend to stand alone on this. I'm not getting a lot of backing from all of the usual vaccine advocates who just are not prepared to go there.
So we have about a minute left.